Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be trying something different and we're just going to be going through Facebook Marketplace looking for some super cool cars. If you buy any of these cars after watching this video, that'd be pretty cool. And I'd love to say you're welcome. But I thought I'd switch it up, do a little something new. And I already look at Facebook Marketplace a lot looking for some good deals, so might as well do it with y'all and have some fun with it. So let's get into it. Alright guys, right off the bat, we're starting with something super strong here. This is a 1973 Toyota Chinook. I think that's how you say it. And this thing looks badass. The paint, spectacular. Patina is beautiful. But I mean, like, look at the inside. It's a little cramped, right? It's not the best for traveling, but this is one of those vehicles that you just buy. It's a little expensive. It's 35 grand. But this is just a vehicle to show off. Like the first day of work, you know, you start a new place. You can't be working at one of them sissy places. You gotta be working a place with, like, you know, real men. So say, I don't know, for instance, when I was working at the dealership, if I brought this on my first day, I would have been top dog right off the bat. So, I mean, like, this thing, you know, it's not practical because just to stand up in this thing, you got to push that top up and that takes time. And then say, I've always thought about this where I'm like, oh man, this would be super cool to have. I'd have this on my break and I just go in there. But then I remember I have to turn on the car every single time because it's so damn hot where I live. The only time I'd use this is in the winter, but it would be pretty badass to have your own little house on your break time in the parking lot. But the question is, other than driving to work, other than driving to the grocery store, just to get some hell yeahs out of some guys in the parking lot,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
would you drive this cross country to go camping somewhere? And this is the problem with this. I feel like this car would be terrible, absolutely terrible to do that with. This is how the road trip would go. You'd start off, you'd be like, hell yeah, this is super sweet. We're gonna go cross country in my 1973 4x4 Chinook and we're gonna go camping. 10 minutes down the road, your back's gonna start hurting. 20 minutes down the road, you're gonna stop and see the chiropractor.
Get a deep breath in and deep breath.
And then 30 minutes down the road, you're just gonna come back home and rent the new RV. Not to mention, this comes with a 22 RE. It's gonna take you damn near 6 years to get to the other side of the state without the RV set up on the back. My 4Runner goes like 70. So I mean, this probably goes like what, 60, 55? And on top of that with a straight axle, oh. Maybe that changes a little something. Maybe that changes a little something, you know, because I was thinking this thing was gonna be slow, but now maybe it could get you cross country. You just have really bad back problems. And I bet this thing just jumps all over the road with this setup. I've never had a straight axle vehicle before, so sorry if I'm speaking out of terms here, but I've talked to many people that have owned one. My best friend owns a 4Runner that's straight axled, and he says you really got to pay attention to where you're driving, because any little bump on the road is going to make you shoot off one direction or the other, and you got to correct it real fast, or else you're going to end up in a ditch, which I mean, for this isn't too bad. But yeah, this thing is like a hell yeah vehicle, dude. I could just see myself. I could see myself pulling up to work and hopping out of this car, right? Man, I gotta get on my knees. See, this is how I would imagine myself walking into work. I mean, if it was like 30 minutes away, you know, you got time for the back problems to set in. You're just walking into work and everybody's like, damn dude, that's such a cool car. But with this car, you're gonna be walking in like this. People are still gonna say, damn, that's such a cool car, but your back's gonna hurt, and then it's not gonna be such a cool car to you. And then you're never gonna drive it again, and then it's just gonna sit in the parking lot. So would this be a good deal? It looks pretty good in the parking space, I do gotta say that. If you want some eye candy, I at least probably go outside 2, 3, 4 times a day to just go, yep, that's my 4Runner. I could definitely get used to going out 5, 6 times a day, just say, yep, that's my Chinook. Yeah, that right there is not rusted, because that kind of looks a little bit fishy. You definitely put some money into it. I just don't know if it's worth 35 grand. Next car on the list, we have an MR2. Last video I was telling you I want another MR2, so I've been looking a little bit. And for you guys that don't have one, that want one, here is probably the one that everybody should be fighting over right now. This is a 2002 MR2 Spider with a K20 6-speed manual, 77,000 chassis miles, so there's really nothing you need to worry about. It's got one track day on it. That's fine. It's got a K20. It can handle it. And I'm not gonna say exactly how much I sold my MR2 for, but it's around what this one cost, except mine didn't have the Veil Side kit and it didn't have a K20 in it. I'm not too fond of the wing, but other than that, this car is gorgeous. I love the way he did it. The bronze wheels looks great with the white. Usually I like the 03 taillights more, but on this build, the 02 headlights look really good. And for me, honestly, I really like the pre-facelift headlights better than the post facelift headlights. For $15,500, I feel like this is a great deal. Now, I don't really know anything about these cars, all right? Especially since this one's a Salient, I really don't know anything about this generation of Mustang. But when you see a picture like this, you know this car was taken care of. He went out of his way to say, hey, let's pull over here. I'm gonna take a quick pic. So just based off that, I feel like this might be a solid car. I'm not sure if the price is right. $21,000, it's a lot of money. But this guy, just based off the pictures, I know he cares for this car a lot. Now this isn't a car, but I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace and I found this. I just gotta say, who in the hell is spending money to buy butt mushrooms? That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. This right here is a car that I don't know anybody on my channel would own. But if I not only had the money, but I had a lot of money and I just had some money to throw around, I would probably get this thing. This thing is pretty badass. I mean, think of how many people you can haul in this. You've got 3 rows. So say 2 in the front, 3, that's 8. And then stick like 10 people in the bed. I just feel like this thing would be interesting to own, you know? It's just like one of those vehicles, just like the Chinook. I don't know why, but I have never seen a Challenger Hellcat or any Challenger in general with a convertible top. So I think that's definitely cool. And when you click see more, this is the best part. You know, you think you're gonna see more information, you get another exclamation point, and that's all you get. I think this is the exact engine I have in my car. Is this a small port? No, but it's got the orange top, so it might be a small port. Okay, that makes sense because it was in an orange car. One thing I think is crazy though is although it does look really nice, it doesn't say when it was rebuilt. So I mean, it says it's completely rebuilt, but it could have been completely rebuilt 5 years ago. So I think he needs to update his description a little bit if he wants to sell it, because that's some pertinent information right there. Only thing that's out of place is this red thing. It's just, get an orange one, man.
Come on, man.
Dang. How many X90s does this guy have? Jeez. I always thought these were 4-wheel drive vehicles. Yes, I'm totally wrong. But just looking at it, you know, I know they did come in 4-wheel drive. I just didn't know they had a 2-wheel drive version. This car was in storage for 18 years. That's pretty crazy. You know what's crazy? I actually saw one of these cars the other day. Not the X90, but a Mini Cooper. And I didn't know they still did that. I don't know if you have to pay them to own the vehicle or you just get a free vehicle altogether. But I know you have to do some certain like amount of promotions. You have to go to certain events. But you don't have to work for Red Bull to get one of these cars. You just sign up. And you could get a free car for a couple years. That sounds like a pretty good deal. I had one of these roaming around my college campus, the Mini Cooper version, and what would have been even cooler is if it was an X90. When you think of Mini Cooper, you think of like sipping tea, some Brit stuff. When you think of X90, especially since it's got the X, man, and a 90, I mean, you're thinking like BMX, skateboarding, some crazy stuff. Red Bull, it fits the brand. Red Bull got wings, and this thing looks like it's literally a car that's jacked up. So I mean, this is the perfect representation of Red Bull. Never had a Red Bull before, but if I was given the chance, handed a Red Bull out of X90, I'd drink it. Who knows, I might even like it. He wants $6,000. I would hand him $4,000 because it's a 2-wheel drive. I mean, if you're getting a car like this, you want the coolest one, and getting a 2-wheel drive is just not it. I bet it cost some buckaroos to find the parts to make it a 4-wheel drive. Seats though, seats make this car. I love the 90s aesthetic, and it's just so bare bones. I feel like this would be a fun car, especially with the T-tops. If these things are reliable, I'm not sure if they are or not, this would be a sweet first car. But man, like, this is such a luxurious car. You think about it nowadays, you're like, oh, look at the Cadillac. It's like a little mini SUV. That thing is gay as hell. I want this. Long body, big body, lower the ground, Lincoln Continental with the suicide doors. Before that came unpolitically correct, is just so sweet, especially if it's fully restored with all the leather and everything like that. Leather top, leather seats, leather sides. Oh my gosh, man, just look at this thing. Now these have some rusting problems. This one looks like it's in great condition. It's in Georgia. But these pictures, I've never been to Georgia before, but this looks like a northern house right here, because it's got, feels like it got a basement. Could be totally wrong, but a Brat Turbo, never seen one of these before. $8,000. It's got the jump seats in the back. I had the money, I would get it for sure. This is $8,000 worthy, especially with these weird T-tops. Usually T-tops go all the way to the door. These are just like mini sunroofs. I don't know why they just didn't have one big sunroof. They wanted to go with the trends and have two mini ones. I guess you can stick your head out there. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Okay, see, this is one of the things that I hate about 80s cars. I feel like the experience of this is all for the passengers. Like in my 4Runner, you know, like in a 70s Blazer, the full top comes off. You know, the driver has that convertible feeling too. In a 4Runner, it's like you're in a pickup and then it cuts off right behind you, and then you have the open air, you can have the removable top experience. But the problem is I never sit back there, and I probably never will, because I'm scared to let anybody drive my car that's not me. So I never get to experience the open top SUV effect. And if you buy this car, you'll probably never get to experience the jump seat. And that's the whole reason why I would buy this car, is to sit in the back. And the thing about these is it's so cool because it just looks like a roller coaster seat, or like a, you know, a ride in an amusement park. It just looks like, all right, I'm gonna strap in and go for a ride. And this isn't a car, and it's legal. This is like the coolest thing ever. Okay, an 8.6. Let's see what the 8.6 market's all about right now. Paint looks good, wheels look good, interior looks good. Door panels have been redone, seats have been redone, dash no cracks, $15,000. No headrest. That kind of looks a little bit wonky. And didn't even try in the description. Okay, well, I don't know if it's worth 15 with no description. The paint looks good, but I don't know if it looks good in person. There's no picture of the engine. The interior looks decent, but the colors are bland. It doesn't look like the best job was done, especially since the headrests are just deleted. And I didn't even think it would be too hard just to keep them. I don't know. Not worth 15 to me. Alright guys, so hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you want another video like this, just checking out the marketplace, kicking it with me, and hanging out with y'all. And leave a comment down below if this was a total waste of your time and you're like, what in the hell did I just watch for 10 minutes? Also leave that down in the comments below, because I enjoy all the criticism. I really do. Even though it makes me cry sometimes. It's fine. And yeah, so if you haven't joined the Discord, make sure to join the Discord down below. Leave a like in the video if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.